Hello, my name is Fabian, and this is my walkthrough of Lab 1 Part 2, questions 1 through 7. First question asks, is my browser running HTTP version 1.0 or 1.1? Mine is running 1.1 right here. Then it asks, what languages does my browser indicate that it can accept? Um, Going right here, it says it can accept languages right here, and I copied them. And 3 as the IP address of my computer and the URL given. Mine is right here. Then it asks what's the status code over the browser. It's okay. And it asks when the HTML file that you are retrieving last modified at the server. And right here. It asks how many bytes of content are being returned. Specify the file data is 128 bytes right here. And it circular raw data in the packet content window. Do you see any headers within the data that are not displayed in the packet listing window? If so, name one. I was looking. From my knowledge, everything is there. So that's it. This is my walkthrough for question 8 to question 11. For the first question, it asks to inspect the contents of the first HTTP GET request from the browser to the server and asks if I see a if modified sense line in the HTTP GET. So the first one is no if modified sense. Then it asks to inspect the content of the server response. Did the server explicitly return the content? If you return the content, I can tell because response phrase is okay, status is okay, and it gives me a congratulations in a line-based text. Then it asks to inspect the second request for the same as question 8. And the if modified sentence right here. It's Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. Then it asks what's the status code and phrase return from the server in response to the second GET. And then if the server explicitly returns the contents of the file. The status code is 304. Response phrase is not modified. And we know that the server didn't return the contents because there is no line-based text data and the phrase is not modified. So, okay. This is questions 12 through 15. For 12, it asks how many HTTP GET request messages did your browser send, which packet in the tray contains the GET message with the bill of rights. You can tell it that two GET request messages and uh, the packet that contains the whole bill of rights is packet 91, which packet number and trace contains the status code and first with response. Also packet 91, status code is 200, response rate is okay. Then it asks how many data containing TCP segments will needed to create a single HTTP response and the text of bill of rights. You can see from right here the segment count is 4. This is my walkthrough for question 16 and 17. Question 16 is how many HTTP GET requests messages did your browser send? To which internet addresses were the GET request sent to? There was 1, 2, 3 GET messages, and the IP addresses were the 1.28 and the 1.92, no, the 1.28 and then the 1.78 were the destination. They have a 17. It says, can you tell whether the browser downloaded the images serially or whether they were downloaded from the website's parallel? And it's parallel because the two images are less than a second apart. They were less than the same fraction of a second, so they're parallel. This is question 18 and 19. For 18, it asks what's the server's response in response to the initial GET message. And it is status code is 401 and the response phrase is unauthorized. Then on 19 it asks when your browser sends the GET message for the second time, what new field is included in the GET message? And if you compare this one to the second one, compare this one to the second one, you see that hash control and authorization is added.